Welcome to the Gunchannels lobby. This is a PG-13 open lobby, 2A and firearm focused. Respect, character, and self-moderation advised. If you would not say it to someone at your local gun store, please do not say it in here. Please mute yourself when not currently talking as a courtesy to others so we can hear everyone as we value everyone's voice. Please silence all radios and TVs in your background if you join the lobby so it does not cause unwanted channel strikes or interruptions to the programming, like what almost happened last night on Midnight Range's program. If anyone was watching Midnight Range, they almost got one for a Disney fight video. Go to gunchannels.com to get a link to join. Come be part of the community. We got the long link, the short link. We got all the links over there. If for some reason the long or the short link does not work for you, try emailing it to yourself. One of those links or both of them. For some people, that works for some reason on certain browsers. And if that doesn't work, try making it into a tiny URL. So take that link and you can go to a website. I believe it's called like tinyurl.com. And you can turn that link into a tiny URL link. And once you turn it into a tiny URL link, it's really easy. It's just basically copy and paste and hit enter. And then copy again. And then come back and paste it in your browser. That'll help you. If you're on some weird operating system, like on an iPhone or something like that, uh, a different browser, if you can download Chrome or Mini Opera or something like that, that usually works also. So there are lots of ways to get in here. We're willing to help you figure out a way. On any device, we have people with tablets, laptops, cell phones, PCs, of 20 years old technology being able to get in here in these chats. So I'm sure you'll be able to find a way too. If you've never joined before, pretty easy. It's just basically copying and pasting one of the links I have over on Gunchannels on the front page. If for some reason you have difficulty or a disability of some sort or something and you can't get to Gunchannels to get the link, I can definitely add you to my email list, which is going out right now, my email list of links. So there's certain people that I know that are either like working in the day or just have some certain issue, maybe even a cracked screen phone or something, right? But I make sure to email those guys all a link in case they feel free that in case they can hop in. Monday evening lobby. There we go. And then I try to make sure to remember to send both the short link and that long link, because usually one of those works for somebody. There we go. So the emails have been sent out. I'm posting the links right now on gunchannels.com on the front page and in the Gunchannels lobby. There we go. Post that on the lobby. Bam. Post that on the front page. Bam. All right. So we got the links out there on the front page. We got the links out there in the lobby. We got the links sent to emails. So all the links are out there. This is an open lobby. Today's bullet points for today's lobby is reloading bloopers. Have you ever had any reloading boo-boos? And what's your favorite shape of projectiles? Like, is it wad cutter, semi-wad cutter, round nosed, hollow point, a certain fancy hollow point? What's your favorite shape of projectiles for, various calibers? What do you like? You like soft points? Like what? Like, what's your favorite type of projectiles and shape of projectiles? So if there's a lull in the conversation, no one's talking, feel free to jump in and start talking about that. It is 100 degrees here today where I'm at. I know that doesn't compare to where G-Webs is at. Oh, actually, no, I'm wrong. It's only 96 now, so it's I think starting to cool down a little bit. I think it was 100 earlier, so it's 96 now. It says. So the G-Webs is Hayden. I think his weather said 104. Like, yikes. I don't even know if that was the hottest it was getting, or if that's just what it was at. Oh no, that was just what it was at when he took the picture. It was supposed to get up to 107 there today. Wow. So yeah, he's hating life. It's 10 degrees hotter than I am right now. That's a lot. Anyway, because it's so hot, I am going to bail. I am going to run down and get me a nice, cold, fresh Arizona iced tea, because those are the best iced teas. And I will be back in probably about 15, 20 minutes. And but the links are out there for anyone who wants to hop in.
When did you start this up? Maybe we'll listen to a podcast. Or see if I can get some feedback loop going. That's always fun. Maybe we'll listen to a podcast. Maybe we can get a feedback loop going. Maybe we can get a feedback loop going. Now we're talking. Maybe we can get a feedback loop going. Now we're talking. Maybe we can get a feedback loop going. Now we're talking. Maybe we can get a feedback loop going. Oh, that was almost undecipherable. I'm counting it. All right, it's over. Dang it. All right, well, nobody jumps in here. My feedback loop. Talent. Not a lot of people can do it. I was able to get it up to 5 loops that time. It's like skipping rocks, except with audio over the internet. Google pays a lot of money, but it's worth it. 5 echo loops. All right, well, I guess I'll go find a thing. I'm waiting for a video to render here. So I'll go find a podcast to listen to. Right and check out with Charlie. Over to Vidges. I don't know where Dead Horse is. 1 minute and 50 seconds. What is this? What did I click on? A preview? Trailer? I did. I clicked on some kind of a trailer. Oh, my computer's really slow. Oh, it's because I'm rendering a video. I guess I'm not going to play a song or a podcast. So if anybody's out there listening, then go ahead and let us know where you're out there from, because it says there's 6 watching. I got 6 thumbs. That's 100% thumb ratio. It's pretty impressive. Everyone should be proud of themselves. It's very rare that you get to be in an environment with 100% thumb ratio. It's usually some Bloomberg plant in here screwing with it. I think Scott is out there. Said he ran to the store to get an iced tea. Who the hell goes to a store to get an iced tea? Here, I'm going to mansplain how you get an iced tea without going to the store. Buy tea at the store, and then you make it at home, and then you put ice in it. Done. Ridiculous. But at least he posted a live chat, so feedback loop. So if nobody jumps in here, I'll feedback loop. I'll go for my record, which is probably 6 or 7. So what I'll do is I'll scream something like an obscenity into the mic. And then I'll turn up the volume really, really loud. And then we'll wait for that feedback loop, because you got to get that first feedback spike really high, really has to spike the meter. And then it's just a delay in how long it takes for the internet to run. So if nobody else says anything, we'll just do really loud, obscene feedback loops for the next half an hour until it gets back. Or for the 13 minutes it takes for this video to render, one or the other. There's links on Gunchannels. You can click on those links and join this conversation. Do a collaborative feedback loop. Alternatively, you can go downstairs, creepy dungeon, all stinky and moldy down there. Well, I really can't run anything on this machine, so I'll have to just mute. What if you put a can of spray paint in a brass tumbler? That would accomplish the goal. Right. Right, you can win some valuable prizes if you can guess what colors I was shaken up right there. What colors were being shook up right there? And let us know For 2 points on the Gunchannel side or for 1 point on the YouTube side? Which means if there's 2 correct answers, the YouTube side wins because of the points. What colors makes it up right there? Or color? Maybe it was just 1 color. Those makes 2 cans of it. Maybe I was mixing 3 cans of 4 colors. Nope, here's the spoiler. I would never use red paint because that's for communists. Meter shooters. The only time you get red paint is if you're maybe, I wouldn't even say painting a target because not even good for that. Only good for painting pictures of stop signs maybe. Alright, I'll be called away by nature and I'll be back and then we'll see if anybody wins valuable prizes for the naming color or colors or multiple colors that I was mixing right now. "25 minutes? What's going on? It's taking longer than it should." Yeah, stop signs are communist. That's why I don't stop at them. It's just a suggestion anyway. Alright, well, if this is working, let Night Strike know. I'll jump back in. Let Dead Horse know. I'll be right back in. I just have to close everything. Try to let this software run. The internet's messing with it.
What's going on, everybody? I saw in the chat maybe Dead Horse isn't here, but I figured I'd jump in anyways. So then you guys can all listen to me. Not 100% sure what the topic of the chat is. Assuming guns. Guns are fun. So if anyone would like to jump in and join me, head over to gunchannels.com and you'll be able to figure out how to join in on Dead Horse's chat. I don't know how long I'll be in the chat. I'm actually on my way home from work. So we're going to give it a try. Driving home. I don't know, I may have to jump out. Traffic gets crazy. Normally is pretty bad this time of day. Then I also figure if I'm sitting there stopped, then that should be fine too, right? But yeah, guns are fun. I enjoy guns. Does everyone listening enjoy guns? If you do, give this video a thumbs up. If you do not, give this video a thumbs up. Also, you should. So if you don't, there's something wrong with you.
Smiggy, what's up, dude?
How's it going, man? I was just
It's
talking
hot.
to the ether.
I figured.
So how you been?
Hot. It is hot today. I think it got up to 100 here today.
It's crazy where I'm at, like where my work is, it gets pretty hot. It's not super bad. I mean, it's probably like in the 80s right now. But by the time I get home, I guarantee it'll be in the 60s. It's just something about it. When you go up through the mountains, like when you come around on the other side, the fog starts rolling in, the sun kind of goes away, temperature just plummets.
Yep. At night here, where I'm at, it depends on if we have cloud cover or not. If we have cloud cover at night, then it stays pretty warm. And if there's low wind, it stays pretty warm. But if there's no cloud cover and some wind, it can get pretty damn, like it can be 100 degrees here in the day, and then that night drop to like 40, or 44 or something like that.
You're not like in desert, are you?
Yeah.
Oh. Why did I think you weren't? Where the heck are you?
West Utah, the West Desert.
Oh, okay.
Right
So
side of a mountain.
I was correct in where I thought you lived. I guess I didn't realize Utah had deserts. I think of that more like Nevada and Arizona and stuff.
Well,
that goes like all the way up the country.
Yeah, the whole west side of Utah basically is like Nevada, right? Like it's the same. So.
Okay. I can't say I ever got an A in geography, so I could be wrong. That's why I kind of like when I was traveling so much for work. It's like you get to know the other cities and just like kind of general areas. Like I didn't realize that like St. Louis was as far south as it is. Like I'm not saying it's like in the south, but their winters it only snows like a couple of times all winter because I worked a 6-month project out there, and it was like from the fall to the spring, so all through the winter, and we only had a couple of snowstorms, and it was only like an inch or so, and I was like I thought like they weren't that far like south, But then I looked
that's
at a
why when
map and was
like an
like, oh, they
8-inch
really are.
snowstorm, yeah, when an 8-inch snowstorm hits them, that's why it's like such a bad snowstorm there because they just never have like real snow.
Oh yeah, I mean they had problem driving in a couple of inches. That's where the hotel I was staying at was 10 miles away from where I was working. And the one day that it snowed, it was maybe an inch and a half of snow, and I counted like 13 accidents. So I was like, wow, there's more accidents than one per mile. And the thing is, it's like you get on the expressway and you just go in a straight line. Like it wasn't even at like weird parts and like curves or hills or anything. It was just people driving straight on the expressway, and then they're in the shoulder of the road. So probably changing lanes and like just, you changing lanes at like the same speed you would on like dry pavement, and you overcorrect or whatever and end up on the side of the road. But that's enough.
I've been back east a couple times, and like I've been in situations like where I wake up from my hotel room that morning and it snowed like 5 inches or something, and like here that's like nothing, but there, like every traffic intersection, the lights were blinking red. Like four-way stops on every intersection. Like schools were closed, businesses were closed. And I'm like, dude, there's like 5 inches of snow out here. What's going on? Like this ain't nothing. Yeah, but they just don't have like the snow plows. Like here, we have like entire fleets of snow plows and stuff, like because we're used to that, right? There, like I imagine, like that's the thing is that they don't have enough snow plows because, well, most of the time it doesn't snow like that. So why have all of that extra on hand, right? So a little bit of snow can really screw with those guys east and south. Here, it's not uncommon to get snowstorms over 12 inches, at 6,000 feet plus, like 12, 14 inches of snow in one night. That's like totally just like kind of a normal thing.
Yeah, I mean that's like northern Michigan would get that much. Where I'm from, near Detroit, like that would still be a weird snowstorm for us, but they would go through it. Like you wouldn't cancel work for that. And we ran into that problem because we had local people who were working for like a Detroit-based company, right? Because it was automotive. And so all of us, we made it to the factory no problem. It's only a couple inches or whatever. And like all of the local sheet metal guys, they all called off. So it's like that kind of sucked having, we had a tight deadline and then we lost a day of work because half the people showed up. But anyways, I don't think the people listening care about my snow work stories. So what are we talking about? What kind of guns? What's up?
Oh, I'm muted. Damn it. What's the last gun you bought? Because you haven't been around for a while. Have you bought anything since, like, in the last while since you been busy?
That's a good question. I did not buy a firearm in 2018.
Wow.
I know.
What about 2019?
I did not buy a gun in 2019. No.
So, do you have all your stuff like good to go for Cali to maybe buy a Cali roster gun or whatever, or an off roster gun, like whatever you need there?
Sorry. No, I do not, because I am not a California resident as of right now.
Oh, okay.
So I can't buy anything.
Guess what? I heard you get free health insurance now, though, since you're not a resident. So that might
That's
be
good.
good. Yeah.
I mean, can you still hear me okay if I do this?
Yeah.
All right. I was telling the chat before you jumped in, I'm getting ready to go home from work, so I just got into my truck.
Oh, sweet.
Gonna start driving.
Now
Maybe I'll turn the air conditioning on so I don't have to put the window down. But anyways, yeah, I just didn't 2018 was such a turmoil year for me. I didn't know like finances, what was going on. So I didn't really want to spend money on stuff that, I didn't know I needed or whatever. So I'm trying to remember. I'm not sure if the last gun I bought was a used Kel-Tec PMR 30, or was that in 2016 and I bought my 17 HMR in 2017? Because basically I've bought like one gun a year.
Okay, so I don't remember you buying a Kel-Tec PMR 30. I don't remember you talking about that.
Okay, well, I did. I bought it used from a reliable source. And yeah, I really enjoy that gun.
I've really been wanting one of those for a 22 mag. Like, man, like that's, yeah. That, I don't know, that gun's always interested me a whole bunch. And I heard like now that like the Gen 4 or Gen 5 or whatever series it was, like they worked out all the kinks, like all the little things. Like they're supposed to be really solid guns.
Yeah, I mean, I know Kel-Tec always gets some, some internet hate or whatever, and maybe deserved. I mean, I don't know that I would necessarily trust my life with that brand. But that being said, it seems like if you get one that works, then it works. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of a weird way to say it, but and I think on that one, I'm trying to remember, they like sent out like a replacement barrel or something that was supposed to fix it. So as long as you have that, like, you're good. I don't know what version it is. It's probably an older one, but it worked before I bought it. It's worked ever since I bought it, so I'm not complaining. And 22 mag is a fun caliber to shoot.
It's one of my favorite all-time calibers. I love 22 mag. I mean, there's so much I can do with the 22 mag that just does everything.
Yeah, I mean, there's still not that much recoil. Like, it's still kind of like shooting a 22, but man, those bullets have some oomph to them. Like, that velocity's nuts. So I don't know.
Especially since there's brands of CCI now and stuff that's specifically made to shoot out of short barrel 22 magnums. So they're specifically, so they're supposed to be like a faster burning powder or whatever to really get the velocity up in shorter barrels compared to like maybe more standard 22 mags that might have a slower burning powder that only takes advantage in like a 16-inch barrel or something, right? So
I'm trying to remember. I've shot a couple different brands out of it, and I don't know. I really don't remember what. That was my green light. Okay, fine. I don't even remember what brands. I feel like one of them was a Winchester something. There's one of them. I think it's. Oh shoot! I might be confusing it with the 17 HMR. But one of them was called like Varmint, or maybe that was like just the type, not necessarily the brand. I don't know. It's been a bit of some time, so I don't really remember exactly.
I can't remember what it was called. Let me see. CCI 22 mag for short barrels. Let's see. I can't remember what it was exactly called. Spear Gold Dot short barrel ammo for 22 Winchester. Let's see here. Yeah, it's a Spear Gold Dot. So short barrel personal protection. It's made for short barrels. So Spear Gold Dot makes some. And then there's another company too. I'm pretty sure it's CCI. Like CCI short barrel WMR 40 Gold Dot. Oh, so I guess that's the same. That's what Spear. Okay, so CCI makes the Spear 22 Gold Dot. Let's see. Hornady Critical Defense. Maybe that was it. Yeah, 45 grain FPX.
I never really thought of that gun as a self-defense thing, but I don't know, 30 rounds of 22 mag, you're probably going to scare away the bad guy. Like, it's probably going to work.
Have you ever seen that little
That's
Ruger
honestly, that's
LCR?
the biggest gun feature. No, I haven't.
I would carry a 22 mag for like a backup gun or something any day. Like no worries. I can't even remember the last time I had a 22 mag not go off. Right? It's like I don't even know if I've ever had a 22 mag be a dead round. I don't think I might have ever had.
Yeah, and especially if you got it in a small gun, like that's a benefit. Whereas the PMR 30, I mean, it's light, but it's still, the size of it's still big. So I don't know that I would ever really carry it. Like I said, I got it as a range thing, and then taking it up north, I probably, maybe I should get a holster for it. I carry it around in case I see a raccoon or something. Shit that gets into the house and destroys our property. Or a porcupine. Oof, I hate porcupines. Are you gonna get over or what, dude?
We have porcupines on the eastern side of Utah, but not where I live.
Well, don't ever build 100-year-old cabin because they eat wood and they'll chew right through it and destroy your family history. That's why I don't like them. I don't know if you've ever heard of the property up north that my family has was from my great grandpa. Like, it's been in the family over 100 years. And when he went up there with his family, he thought he was buying farmland, and it turned out to all be like woods and swamp. But it was 1917, so what are you going to do about it? Like, get back on the train and go yell at the guy you bought it from? Like, oh well, whatever, it is what it is. So he had to make do. So he cut some trees down and he built a house. And that house is still on the property, but it's got holes in it from porcupines chewing on it and then getting in underneath.
Probably trying to get out of the weather and they hibernate, right?
Yeah, I don't know if they do or not. I know, like, in the wild, they like to live in, like, tree stumps. Like, if a tree falls over, they'll climb up inside and hollow it out. But anyways, I just have a personal vendetta against them. So I've shot one with my 12 gauge. I've shot one with my 9mm. All of them, both those are overkill. Didn't need that much, but that's what I had at hand.
I'm pretty sure that they're so far and few between here. I don't recall seeing them on any of the fur bearer licenses, except for maybe to trap. They might give out a couple like trapping permits, but I don't think I don't recall seeing porcupines on our fur bearer licenses. Not that they're not, I just don't recall seeing them. So
in Michigan, they're covered under the small game license. So the same, like, Michigan reworked their hunting license recently, where in order to buy, like, let's say you want to go deer hunting. So in order to get like a white-tailed deer tag, first you have to buy the base license, which counts as a small game hunting license. That's good all year. And then you buy like one deer tag, which is you can either use it for archery or firearm. And at the time of purchase, you can either buy one or two, but you have to make that decision right then and there. You can't buy a single one, like before, let's say, archery season, get a deer in archery, and then go back and buy a single one for firearm. So, but if at the time of archery you buy two, you could use one in archery, one in firearm. You could use both of them in archery. You could use both of them in firearm. You used to have different, you'd have to buy specific an archery license or a firearm license. Now, you just buy a deer tag, and you can you either buy one or two, and you can use them whenever, late muzzleloader season, because there's one in December that's a late firearm season that's muzzleloader only. and then archery's in October, firearms in November, and then muzzleloaders December. But you could buy one tag in October and decide to use it whenever you feel like. But anyway, the long story longer, that base license counts as a small game license. And if you buy it near the end of the year, like let's say you buy it right, I normally buy mine right before firearm season in November, because that's what I want to use it for. The base, like let's say I did it this year, the base license would be good through the end of 2020. Because there's only, it's in November. There's only a month and a half left. So they give you a base license for all of 2020, and then the deer license, which expires at the end of 2019. So, anyways, again, long story longer, that base license, it covers, squirrels, porcupines, any small game, rabbit. I'm trying to think what else you can hunt there.
Yeah, here they're really selective about some of the small creatures because we got just some endangered species stuff going on. But then we have these invasive species. So on all the invasive species, they've said like, oh, you need no permit, no hunting license, nothing at all. Just go kill these things.
Michigan's kind of similar. You still have to at least have something, but like for wild pigs, which we don't have a problem with wild pigs in Michigan, but they don't want to have a problem like they do down south. So with any valid hunting license, you could get a bird hunting license, and you can shoot wild pigs year round. There's no season. It's just, I think there's a season for night hunting. If you want to night hunt a pig, it's only during certain times of the year. But during the day hunting, you can do whatever you want. And then coyote is similar. You can coyote hunt, which I know me and you have talked before. I personally don't like coyote hunting. I would never do it. And I know you have a meat soup recipe or meat popsicle recipe. So yeah. I know how you feel about it. I just personally
if you would have asked me like, more like 25 years ago or something, how I felt about it, I would have been right there with you, exactly right there with you. And but when you watch something eat like one of your pets right in front of you, like that can change you in an instant, boy. I'll tell you what.
I agree, and that's like because we have coyotes out here, and if one ever attacked like my dog that I have now, I'd probably be pretty pissed. But at the same time, it looks a hell of a lot like the husky I used to have, because he was like that white and brown, like about the same build. And he looks eerily like a coyote, other than like in the face, because coyotes are kind of more pointy in the face. But every time I see one on TV or whatever, I'm like, that's my dog. So, but I'm not one of them people that thinks that other people shouldn't. I know I personally wouldn't be able to look through a scope and pull a trigger. But I understand it. It's even like wolf hunting. I love wolves. They're my favorite animal.
I could never wolf hunt. See, like that's where I'm at right now. Is like
I
could never wolf hunt. Like I could never do that, dude. Or bear, like even bear. Like I could never go bear hunting. There's some things, but I bet you if I watched one of them eat my loved ones, I would probably feel different. Like,
Yeah. I think I could do bear hunting. I don't know. Honestly, the only hunting I've ever really done is like that I've set out to go do is deer hunting. And even then, of the how long have I been doing it? 16, 17 years. I've gotten 3 like in my whole life. So most of the time I go deer hunting to hang out with my buddy, my uncle, and my dad. Because that's between the 4 of us. Sometimes all 4 of us are there. Some years it's only me and my dad, or just me and my buddy, or me and my uncle, or whoever, or any combination of them. But it's more hanging out with people. And if I happen to get a deer, cool, because I like venison. But if I don't, I'm not really worried about it. Like I'm not looking for that trophy buck or whatever.
Yeah, there's only really 2 types of hunting I do. Is like one, like the main type of hunting is for food, for meat, right? And the second type is for conservation. So, like, if it's not for one of those 2 things, like, I'm just not about it. Like if I would never like shoot some like trophy moose or something for just a mount unless I planned on eating the thing, unless like just and if I'm not going to eat it, then it has to be for some type of conservation. It has to be an invasive species or something, or a species that's out of control, like we have here, that are so much out of control here that like there's a bounty from the county on coyotes. They pay you to kill them here because that's how much they're out of control. And so unless it's for some kind of conservation aspect or for food, I can't hunt it. And like a bear, I would never eat bear meat. And I don't know. Like, so I would just never be able to hunt a bear, I think. Or a wolf, or like there's just a lot of different animals I'd probably never be into eating or hunting.
Howdy, gentlemen.
Yo, David.
One of the cool things about the coyote is some places you can actually double dip. Because the conservation, like the state or whatever, only needs like an ear or like a paw or something like that to prove that you killed it,
Yep.
and then you can take the
Jawbone.
skin, whatever the fur
All the
to.
pelts.
Yeah, that's the word. You can take that and sell it to somebody, so you get double the money on them.
So the pelts, I guess it depends on where the coyotes are at because they're so different based on geographical area. The coyote pelts out here are not good at all unless you get them like early spring, like where it's still pretty much winter, like March and stuff here, right? That's when you can get a good coyote pelt here. The rest of the year, like
It gets too hot and they
yeah,
lose.
and not only that, but a lot of them have mange and stuff. So like you're not even guaranteed to get a good coyote pelt even in March. It's just that they're far and few between for pelts here on good coyote pelts, and so that's a little bit harder to do. But here you can double dip because sometimes not only the county but the city can can pay up or they even have a national registry um, to the division of wildlife and stuff to where they want the jawbone and for DNA, and then they want GPS coordinates, day, time, everything, right, of where you took this coyote at, and so they can track their migrations and their DNA and stuff like that. And that's how they've figured out that like, oh, coyotes are breeding with wolves up in Yellowstone, and
We
stuff
have
like
those
that.
up here.
And not only that, but stray dogs. Coyotes have been breeding with dogs. So
Yeah, coyotes are really interesting though. This is kind of maybe off the hunting topic. Well, I guess a little bit, but I'm trying to remember if it was a book or if it's a documentary. It might be a book, but it's called like Coyote USA. And the guy was on a Joe Rogan podcast. That's where I know of it. But he was talking about how when you hunt coyotes, it actually changes their behavior. Where like one of the things like back in the day in the West, they were able to get rid of wolves so easily is because when you hunt a wolf, if a wolf pack is missing a member, when they howl, they do the roll call. If it's missing a member, it will hang around that area to like try and find it. So then the next day you end up getting a couple more, and the next day you get a couple. The pack will stick around. The coyotes, if they do that, they do a similar thing. If one of their members is missing, they go, "Oh crap, we're under attack," and they spread out to new territory, and they breed more often and have a bigger litter. They actually change physically how big of a size of a litter. If they're under pressure, they'll have like 6 pups instead of 3, and they'll do it more often. So like sometimes hunting coyote actually makes it worse if you only
they
like
are
hunt
smart.
a little bit. It's like
They
if
are
you
smart too.
all out war on them, you could probably get rid of them in the area. But if you just have like one dude shooting one every couple of months, it's going to actually have more by the end of the year than if you didn't hunt them at all. So it was really fascinating. I mean, they're much more city, animals. Like he was talking about all the coyotes that are in LA and how they're like raccoons. They've adapted to humans. That they're not just wild animals. They're like city animals too. Pretty fascinating, but at the same time, I can totally understand if one's eating your livestock or your pet or whatever. I can totally get why you wouldn't like them.
Well, not. I haven't had one eat my livestock. I've just had them eat my pets. Like
No, I know, but I was just thinking like some people might like they have chickens or maybe like a calf or something. Like
So I'm
they're
sure
super
everybody.
smart, dude. If you ever pull over in a car and like some guy takes a pot shot at a coyote, right, and misses, right, and the coyote's like, "Oh my God, what was that?" Right, and runs off. He goes and tells all of his buddies, like, "Hey, when you see these things with four wheels driving down the road, we avoid those. Like, just hide." Like, I shit you not, they really do that. They like talk to each other like that and like communicate, like, "Oh, that was a danger." Like, they're really smart like that. Some people trap them here. I don't trap them here. I don't think trapping's like humane, but some people trap them here, and yeah, like they'll even do the same with traps. And like, oh, running along the fence line's real dangerous. Don't run along the fence line. So now they run 10 feet away from the fence and stuff like that, and never run along the fence line. And they only approach the fence line as like straight on and stuff like that. So like they're super smart like that as far as communicating with each other on dangers. Yeah.
yeah, and like I said, they probably that same scenario. Not only do they communicate like, "Hey, avoid like these people. They're mean to us or whatever." They also say, "You know what? Maybe we shouldn't hang out in this neighborhood. Let's go 2 miles over, check this neighborhood out." And there's no hunters in that neighborhood, so then they hang out and they're okay. Well, time to have 6 puppies now instead of our normal 3.
So everybody's seen how they're planning on storming Area 51.
That's the theory. That's the word on the street.
You can pre-order a Alien 51 stripped lower from PSA. It's a little alien guy with a ray gun in his hand.
It's just such a bad idea. I mean, I don't think that there's aliens at Area 51. I just don't. Maybe there
It's
is.
such a
Maybe there
bad
isn't.
idea
Whatever.
considering the guards are authorized to shoot on sight.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was getting to. Is like I don't think they have aliens there, but I do think they still have, secret technology that they certainly aren't going to let anyone go check out.
I mean, if you try to invade any military base, you're going to get clipped like right away. So why would they think Area 51's any different?
Well,
Because they're
actually,
hoping numbers. They're hoping like, oh, our government would never fire on thousands of people, right? Like, oh, on like
Yeah.
a couple guys, then
So
yeah.
what are they going to do? Give them
If
a
they-
fucking tour pass and show them around? Like, well, there's so many of you. Okay, sign in. Here's a hard hat. Like,
What
come on
what
through.
the
Don't
thing
forget
that
your
they
safety
don't
glasses.
the government that when they see thousands of people coming and they say open fire, when the first 100 people drop, all the rest of those 1,000 people are going to stop. Maybe 3 or 4 more will come and then they'll
I
get
don't
clipped.
even think they'd have to shoot 100. Just
No,
like
no,
the
I was
one
just
main
saying
guy
that
in front.
I was just saying if they opened fire and dropped 100 on the first volley.
no, they'll probably
But I
move
think
in
if
the.
one person got clipped, everybody else is going to stop.
I'll tell you what. I really hope that they're just, they don't go through with it. Honestly, just because our country doesn't need some kind of controversy like that, and I fully expect if they hop the fence, they're going to start getting fired upon. And hopefully, yeah, like you said, maybe 1 or 2 die, and the rest all go, "Oh, just kidding. Like we're just
So
Facebook nerds."
the same
But
people who want to storm Area 51 are the same ones who thought that there was Russian collusion during the election. Well, I'll tell you
Exactly.
what, this is the Russian collusion right here. The Russia wants these guys to storm Area 51 so Russia can figure out about our secrets. That's
Well,
the collusion.
they're probably moving in the area denial system. The one that the closer you get to it, it feels like it's cooking your skin because it literally is.
I mean, come on, that totally seems like if Russia was going to collude in something, that totally seems like a Russia thing. Like, oh, everyone's going to storm Area 51.
no, it very well could be because they proved that there were, and I'm not saying collusion, but just from the Russia point of view, they had Russian-run sites. One of them would be like a Black Lives Matter, and one of them would be like a white supremacist, and
Yeah.
it was the same person or the same group that
Running
would
both.
specifically put rallies on the same day in the same location. Like, they're just trying to fuck with us. I don't think that they like specifically had a goal in mind when they were messing with the election. I think they're just like, let's screw them up. Let's get them from both sides. Let's get everyone pissed off, and they'll be busy fighting themselves, and we can go do whatever we want to do, like take over the rest of Ukraine or whatever, and we don't care because we're busy arguing about Hillary Clinton or some stupid shit. So it very well could be a Russian, troll type thing set it up in the first place. To me, seeing Facebook stuff, especially like if you look at like Mom Demand Action, when they schedule a rally, they have 13,000 people hit RSVP and 12 show up. So I'm hoping something like that happens. I don't think people are really gonna show up just because they click the like button on Facebook. Because most people
have
don't
you
follow
seen how
through
many
with it.
people show up for the UFO conferences? Like,
Yeah.
for real. So these UFO conferences, I shit you not, sell out, dude. And I'm talking not just selling out hundreds of seats, even thousands of seats, right? Like David Icke, his conferences are so big, he can like sell out like an 8,000 seat amphitheater and stuff like that, right?
Oh, I'm sure
Yeah,
the
but
big guy
no one
can.
no one at the conference says, if you show up, I promise I'll shoot you, which is exactly what this one is. If you storm Area 51, we are guaranteeing we're going to shoot you. Like, that's what the government's saying. So I agree with you. People totally like aliens. I'm not denying that people are super nerding out on that stuff.
See,
But
the thing is that Area 51 is supposed to be just the place where they have the regular like airplanes, the secret airplanes. That
Well, yeah,
the S4 base at like Pompono Lake or whatever, down south of Area 51, that's supposed to be where the real secret shit is.
that's what that one dude said. Yeah.
Yeah. So they should
Which
all go there instead, and then they're all going to get radiation poisoning because like all the people who have hiked through there have all died from radiation poisoning. So they should definitely go camp out there for a couple nights.
I don't know. Hey, whatever happens, happens. I can't stop it. But if anyone listening is considering it, just, if my word means anything, Smeggy says don't go.
No, you should definitely go hike through an irradiated area, right, where nuclear bombs have been detonated. Just like a couple people have in the 90s. And all those people died just years later of severe radiation poisoning trying to prove aliens. Right?
My
Hey,
official
man,
statement.
You're talking to your Gunchannels brethren. Don't be convincing them to do it.
No, I'm not talking to Gunchannels, brethren. I don't think
I'm saying
on
anyone
Gunchannels
anyone listening right now, don't do it.
My
I like you
official
if you're listening right now.
is Area 51 is absolutely nothing goes wrong there. It's totally innocent. The government never does and never has and never will do anything wrong, shady, or underhanded. And anyone who thinks otherwise is not American, and I don't want to associate with you because our government is pure and angelic.
Okay, well that's I can say I disagree with you on that, but that doesn't mean I think aliens are at Area 51.
I know where the real
aliens
aliens are, dude.
right Patterson.
I know
That's
where
part
the
of
real
the
aliens
thing. People will kind of set up a false dichotomy where it's either the government isn't lying about anything or aliens exist. My opinion is the government does weird experiments, but also aliens don't exist at Area 51. So it's like it can be both. Like Roswell, I don't believe it was a weather balloon. Like, I believe the government was lying about that, but I also don't think that it was an alien spacecraft. Again, just my opinion. Who am I to say? Don't really know, but it seems plausible to me that they were experimenting with something human, something normal technology. It didn't work, and they covered it up.
Okay,
that's completely more plausible.
I know where the real aliens are, so follow me here. The real aliens are in a place called Dugway, Utah, which is also known as Dugway Proving Grounds. So it's
Heard of
like
it.
the biggest chemical and biological weapons on the fucking planet stored here, right? They literally make new viruses to kill people, right? A new virus could be considered, oh, that's a new form of life. So that's truly an alien. So if they want to storm a place, they should come to Dugway Proving Grounds.
But
You know,
it's not an alien though, because it wasn't created outside of the Earth, right? Aliens
that
come
we know
from.
of. Why? What do you think they did with all those like moon rocks and stuff? I'm just saying. What do you think killed all the moon people?
I thought gun control killed the moon people, because then if if you make owning a gun illegal, only illegal moon people will have guns.
See, I
So
think
that's
all
what,
the aliens are in Washington D.C.
Oh, in
no, those
the
are from
government.
Yeah,
yeah,
they
those
may
are the
make the
lizard
alien.
people from the other dimension, interdimensional demons.
Ah, okay. So I stand corrected. Thank you.
Demons and aliens are different. So aliens come from this dimension, just not from Earth. Interdimensional demons come from a different dimension. I mean, they're similar to aliens. They're obviously also not from Earth, but it's where they come from. They come from a separate universe than we're in right now. And they're turning the frogs gay! Anyway, you guys like guns?
Yeah.
That's about as much conspiracy as I can handle. Good 10, 15-minute discussion. I'm good now. So since my purchasing habits are quite boring and I haven't had anything new in a while, how about you guys? What was the last gun you purchased?
I just picked up my Smith & Wesson 4006 TSW the other day.
4006. What's that?
That's the one someone got butthurt about because it was the CHP gun.
I guess I don't know anything about it. What's it look like?
Hold on a sec. I gotta grab
Looks like a third generation Smith.
Yep. Oh, it's 40 cal. I gotta take out the damn mag safety though.
It's just the baby version of the iconic 1006.
Oh,
Which you
okay.
could probably count on one hand how many were made of those.
Yeah, I'm pretending like you're helping me understand what it is, because I don't know what a 1006 is either.
You know those like silver third generation Smiths, like the old, like before the M&Ps, right? They were all metal framed and metal guns and all silver with black grips. They made a bunch of different versions of them, but
They
they all
look
look.
kind of like this.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, see, that's helping me much more. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I wanted this particular one ever since Mac did his video on it because I realized what it is. It's the only one that Smith & Wesson made like these that has the integral rail in the frame and has the unique CHP serial number. And I was a big fan of chips as a kid.
Cool.
But I just gotta get rid of that mag safety.
Oh yeah, I don't like
I don't do mag
mag disconnects. I don't even call them a safety. I like just it's a your gun doesn't work if the mag's not in feature.
Yep.
It's not a safety. What? How is that safe? I don't understand. Like what condition?
Because supposedly the cop can drop his mag if he's going to lose control of the gun, but we all know that's bullshit.
Oh, kind of like how my CZ75 has a lanyard.
Yeah.
So you could like tether it to yourself so no one can take it from you.
Yeah. Same idea. No, similar idea, anyways.
I've always wanted to run the bayonet on the front and tether it to my belt. I've always wanted to do that and just pretended to be some Yugoslavian police officer or I guess
I
Czech
want one of
Republic.
those pistol bayonets.
That's what. Yeah, that's what they would use on the CZs.
No,
Pistol bayonet. It's got the rail on it.
No, the stupid little almost gimmick one where it's like a 3-inch blade.
Oh, I don't know which one's the right one. I mean, I know what you're talking about, the pistol bayonet, but that's what I want to run on mine.
It's more of a gimmick thing than anything. You know what I mean? It's a joke.
Yeah, but dude, those that Soviet bloc era countries, they love their bayonets. So it might not have been a joke at first.
Hungry was right. These are fat freaking guns in the grip. Doesn't feel bad though.
How's my battery looking? Ooh, I gotta plug in.
I just went and picked up my new car. Well, new lease.
God damn it. Alright. What kind of car?
Another Subaru.
Oh.
Hey, I need the
So
all-wheel drive
you're a
for the winter
lesbian?
up here. No, it's not a Forester.
Oh, I thought all of them were for lesbians.
No. The Subaru Forester is the official car of lesbians.
Yeah, I'm with you, truck. I'm getting the fuck over.
Because I need it for the winters up here. Because there's no way I'm paying $45,000 for a freaking Tacoma. As much as I really want one.
Yeah, pickup trucks are crazy prices.
Yeah.
As I drive home in my F-150, but still.
Yeah, but all-wheel drive will get you through about 90% of shit in the winter, you know? And if it's that bad out, you shouldn't be going out.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Obviously, I'm not using it now that I'm out in California, but I got mine because going to northern Michigan, and you're right, you don't need to go out in it, but sometimes you want to. So it's just to go play in the snow, not like, or if we did happen to go, because me and my dad always go snowshoeing in January. And so if something happened where we were at the house, and like our house is a quarter mile off the road. So if we had like a crazy snowstorm that night or something, I'd at least be able to get out the driveway and get onto the road.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Frankie, are you guys doing an intentionally left blank tonight?
I have no idea. I sent a text message to her and I haven't received a response. But
I'm just going to assume that's a yes then.
you guys were talking about aliens and stuff, so I wanted to jump in real quick to let y'all know I took a picture with a spaceship today, and if y'all want to see
I saw that.
I saw some of those pictures.
I didn't see them.
yeah, if you go on Frankie Sons and Glitter,
Sure.
what here, let me.
You talking on the Instagrams?
Yeah, I'm on the Instagram, Frankie Sons and Glitter. Yeah. Probably can't see it very well if you look at your screen.
So were you in the first wave that stormed Area 51, or?
Yep, the first wave.
I'm assuming they were at Wright-Patterson.
Yes.
Which is where they took the aliens after Area 51.
Yeah, because that's where Hangar 13 is.
Exactly.
Yeah, but where's Hangar 18?
Or Hangar 18, 13, or whatever Hangar movie that was.
Oh, I don't know which one you're talking about. I was just talking about the Megadeth song. Isn't that Hangar 18? I don't know if it's alluding to the same thing that you're talking about.
They made a movie about the space aliens, and there was a hangar something. Oh,
I drive past the NASA thing some mornings, depending on which road I take. The what the hell's that called? Like the Jet Lab or whatever. They got these pretty cool. Yeah, they got pretty cool hangars there. In fact, one day I was driving home, and I saw these like fighter jets doing circles, and I was like, "Oh man, are they like doing an exercise or what?" And then ended up they landed at NASA
see,
because they have their own runway and stuff there. So they weren't necessarily doing exercise; they were just doing a loop to like get lined up and come in on the runway.
and the thing is, if the aliens really landed at Roswell, it would always hide the aliens as far away as possible, because you know, just like they did in Hunt for Red October. You hide the big giant U-boat up the river.
Aliens were in Hunt for Red October?
No, but then we stole a big giant U-boat and we hid it up the river. That way it wasn't at any naval base.
Oh.
It moved the aliens as far away as possible from Roswell, which would be Wright Patterson, the largest Air Force base known to man.
You know, that makes me think of something, kind of a good point. If you were an alien and you like looked at Earth and were like, "Hey, I want to go check it out," it's mostly water. Well, you'd send like a submarine or something, not something to fly around the surface. I bet you there's aliens cruising around in the ocean.
So you're talking the Abyss?
I don't know. Is that a thing?
And Loch Ness Monster.
Oh no, the movie The Abyss.
I don't know of that, but if it's aliens cruising around the ocean, I guess I'm talking about that.
There's
Sometimes I
UFOs,
invent shit that already exists. It's just
underwater
how my brain
flying
works.
objects.
Atlantis is where the aliens in the water live at. That's why nobody can find it.
I thought those were crab people. Man, I'm getting so confused.
Crab people are aliens. That's how they became crab people. Is they figured when they came here, they didn't want to look like people, so they started looking like crabs, and they just picked a crab people look.
Oh, kind of like how Transformers thought that cars were the dominant life form on this earth.
Exactly. There you go.
See, haven't we all learned that there is truth in every movie? That's why they are brainwashing us. That way, when it really happens, we'll already be used to it.
Oh yeah, that's a good strategy. So then people are like, "No, dude, you just saw that movie. Like, you just had a dream about the movie. You weren't actually abducted or whatever."
Yeah, I think what was it, yesterday that somebody was talking about space aliens already being on the Earth and that stuff? Yeah, that happened a long time ago. Look how stupid. I mean, who came up with Common Core math? That had to be a space alien.
No, that's just called liberals. They might seem like they're from another planet, but unfortunately, they're from this one. They just had poor nutrition as a child. Soy does some weird shit to your brain.
Soy boys.
Wait, what you're trying to say is those are the kids that did not eat glue.
Exactly.
Didn't have lead in their basement.
All the chemicals, eating glue, being dropped on our head as a child, worked out.
Those were the ones that thought participation trophies like was actually an accomplishment.
But you know what?
I mean,
The people storming Area 51 have Chuck Norris on their side. Do we know what happens when you oppose Chuck?
how do they think they're going to actually be able to storm when there's, what, 100 miles worth of desert?
And the government controls all the roads around there.
Oh yeah, they're going to get arrested at checkpoints before they ever get there for sure.
They probably won't even get within miles of it.
Well, that, and they told everybody they're going to do it.
Like, I know the government closed off the last couple mountaintops you used to be able to climb up to and overlook the base. Can't even get to those anymore.
Yeah, they just keep moving the fence out further. Which is what the people in The Walking Dead should have done in the damn prison. That always bugged me when they were in the prison. That was the perfect like compound. You got your Rick's stupid little farm, and you're good to go, and you have a fence. But they just relied on that single fence. Every day they should have been killing walkers and going out 20 feet and making a new fence. And then you kill walkers along that fence and go out another 50 yards and make another fence. And then you can take down the one, like, you could, like, leapfrog and just have, like, 3 fences that are constantly rotating, getting bigger and bigger. Oh, we'll just rely on the same fence. It'll never get knocked down. That always bugged me.
How long did you stick with that show?
That's right about where I fucking just said, nope, I'm done.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I only missed the last 2 episodes of the last season. Like, I know I'm not current, but I think I saw almost all of it. I don't know. I don't have a DVR anymore, so it makes it hard for me to remember to watch stuff. Like a DVR, I'm good to go. Oh yeah, I forgot to watch this week. But I'm living in the damn Stone Age, because who would have thunk if you get Xfinity cable, like the most basic package for TV doesn't even include a DVR. It was my fault for not reading the description that it didn't have one, but what the hell? I assumed everyone came like standard. And I'm not going to pay $20 more a month just for a DVR. I barely watch TV now anyways. I'm so damn busy with work. Come home, maybe put on a Netflix movie. Half the time I fall asleep before it's over. Wake up, do it all over again the next day.
DVR is the only reason why you get things. Oh my goodness.
Holy crap, it's 109 in Arizona right now.
My car says 77. When I left work, it said 86. So yeah, that's what I told you. As I drive, the closer I get to the coast and going up north a little bit, the fog starts rolling in. I bet you, I'll let you know when I get home, but I bet you it'll be at least in the 60s, like 68 or something.
Dayton is 76 right now, so it's starting to cool off. But it was very humid.
It's 95 here.
95?
Yeah, it's still about 90 here.
95 here with a low of about 62 tonight.
Holy crap, it's 5 o'clock already? Holy crap. I'm supposed to leave work at 4. How am I still on the damn road?
That California traffic, dude. Thought you guys were supposed to have like flying cars by now.
I must have like walked real slow out to my car because I was talking to you or something, but like I've been cruising about 70ish this whole time. Of course, there's a stop up right up as I get around this corner, but there always is. It's only like a quarter mile long, then it speeds back up again. But like, I've been doing good. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I can look back, figure out what time I left the actual parking lot. But anyways, you guys don't care about my damn commute. It's just I'm glad this works out good. I'm not being too, annoying with road noise or whatever. Because this has been quite enjoyable.
Working most of it out.
74. Oh, 73. So, anyways, though, guns are still cool. I like them. I still don't know a ton about them, but I like them.
Yeah, guns are really cool. How are holsters?
Holsters are okay. Maybe let's go, run the list. What kind of holsters are your guys' favorite, and for what? Because obviously, there's different reasons to have a holster. I'll start. My carry gun, I use a blade tech inside the waistband. I find that comfortable and enjoyable. But then when I go up north, I'll open carry just because, outside the waistband's a little more comfortable. But I only do it like if I'm up north and, on my own property, or, a place where you've run into town, no one even gives you a second look. But that, I actually have a custom-made leather holster by a dude who used to be on Gunchannels. I haven't seen him in a long time. But Nathan, remember he had the sheepdog leather? Anyways, he made me a holster for my CZ, so I'll carry that when I go outside up north, and it has Every Second Matters stamped into the outside. So I like those. What about your guys?
Andrews custom leather.
So you prefer leather holsters?
Oh yeah, there's just nothing more comfy.
Do you do outside or inside?
Both.
And so a leather inside the waistband you still prefer?
Yep. Even on a hot day where I sweat, and even if it leaves a little yellow on my skin, but that usually goes away. So I don't care if it looks like I have jaundice for a little while. Like, no one's seeing my belly. I don't care.
Cheat code holster for inside the waistband and craft leather holster for outside.
Have you guys ever used one of the, I think there's a couple different companies that do it, but the one I'm thinking of specifically is the Nate Squared, where it's like half like a Kydex shell or a plastic kind of shell, but then the other side like suede.
You're talking about the crossbreed.
Yeah, crossbreed type of thing.
I don't have one of those.
I've never owned one of those types, but I wouldn't be opposed to it since it was the leather up against me. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one I have, it's suede up against you, and then it's like neoprene on like the gun side, and then the plastic on the outside. I have one for an M&P, and I don't own an M&P, or a Shield actually specifically. So I thought that was going to be my next carry gun. I never got around to buying it.
Buy different plastic for it and just bolt it onto the leather. Right. Mm-hmm. At least on like the Alien gears, you can. I'm not sure about that one that you got, but on the Alien gears, like all the plastics bolt up the same way. So you just like if you change gun, you keep the same leather piece and you just buy the cheap plastic shell that's like $16 or something, and now you are carrying a new gun.
Yeah, I wore the Nate Squared around just empty, and see if it got hot or sweaty or whatever, and it was comfortable.
Yeah, I know a lot of people complain about the ones you were talking about because their backing is all neoprene. The Alien Gear ones.
That's a buddy of mine had one like that, and maybe it was the crossbreed or whatever, but it was leather, but it was just so like wide. Like I tried it on, I guess that's a thing people can do, kind of like, oh, you got new shoes, oh, let me try them on, oh, these are the fancy ones or whatever. But it just, maybe because I'm kind of a skinny guy or whatever, but it was for appendix carry, and the thing wrapped around like from kidney to kidney. I was like, Jesus, I feel like I'm wearing, I don't know, like a girdle or something. Like
the ones that carry the extra mags seem like that to me, yeah. The ones
Yeah,
that have
that's,
the
you know what?
connector.
You're right. It had a mag thing next to it, and it seriously, it like wrapped around half my body. I'm like, I don't think that would be that comfortable. But maybe if it only wraps around a quarter of you, then it's fine. Because I get it. At least you're like distributing the weight like that. You know, it would kind of help out from that point of view.
I will never carry appendix.
Yeah, I like 330-ish.
Yeah,
330-ish and can't forward a bit. It
like,
fits perfect.
Yeah.
I got bony hip, so I have to get like in the little gap next to my hip, because if it's right on it, then it can be uncomfortable.
I have a Tagua outside the waistband for my P10Cs and my Glock 19 that I'll use when I'm riding my bike. I also have a Jackass under the arm holster, old school. I've got a couple of the cheap plastic Blackhawk holsters, which I actually like. They actually work really well.
Really?
Yeah. And I mean,
I
cheap.
I
Like
had to teach my
$14.
dad about holsters, because he's like, okay, so he was the one that kind of got me into shooting. I shot his 22 when I was 4, but he was never, like a gun guy. Like he likes guns, and he's had a couple, just a couple passed down from his dad or whatever, but never really nerded out about it. And he would have like the jankiest little like nylon holster thing.
Mr.
And then
sticky
he
holster?
what was that?
A sticky holster?
Not quite that, but just like a cheap like nylon with a little like snap clip thing or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it was fine for like when we were up north. He'd carry the 22, because the only reason he put it in the holster was just because when we walked the 50 yards out to the shooting range, you didn't have to carry it in your hand. Like he doesn't like walk around carrying it or whatever. It was just a little more convenient. And that way when he like put it in the trunk of the car, it didn't like get scratched or whatever. I'm like, okay, that's fine. You put it in the case, it doesn't get scratched, fine. But when he bought his SIG 226, he went out and got like what you're talking about, just the cheapo, $10 plastic thing. And he does have his carry permit. I don't think he carries that often, but he's like, I'd like having the option if I wanted to. I'm still working on him, like, getting him a little more to be a gun guy. But whatever, it is what it is. So when I saw he got that, I was like, oh hell no, nope. So actually, speaking of Nathan earlier, I actually had him make my dad a holster for his SIG. So I was like, you need at least like a good quality leather holster. So he still only pretty much uses it to walk to the shooting range up north, which is, like I said, 50 yards from the house. But then, when you're shooting rifles, you don't have to set it on the table. You just put it back in the holster. So he uses it for convenience, but at least it's good.
Yeah, I've been meaning to buy.
But yeah, that cheapo little plastic. If you like it, cool, whatever. I'm like, it is what it is.
It works. I've been using it for 2 years and I haven't broke the clip on it. But no, I've been meaning to buy a good holster for my CZ collection. I just can't bring myself to spend like the $90 on the Kydex one from Steadfast.
Yeah.
Or Harry.
I like Blade Tack, and I think they're probably around that same range, but maybe $60, $70. I don't know, but. I mean, I guess it is what they say, like, whatever works for you, whatever's comfortable, like, whatever. At least it's something. But,
yep.
I don't know. If anyone's listening, maybe there's some, more novice people listening or something. I'm just trying to get advice for them, or even myself, of, let's not all make the same mistakes. If we can learn from other people, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
because I don't want to have a drawer with 18 holsters in it that I don't use anymore. I'd like to pick right the first time and be good.
See, and that's a point that I've been making in my videos that I've for the 2 holsters that I've done so far is that know what you're looking for and what you want, so you don't end up with a whole bunch of them. Because some people will say you're gonna end up with a drawer full of holsters.
You eventually do.
But wait, like one for every gun, I'm gonna have 15 for just one gun. That's ridiculous to me.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is, they sometimes when you're getting advice, there are some people that just be like, get this because it's the best, and it's like maybe it's the best for what they use it for, but that's not what you're going to use it for. Like my dad would be a perfect example. I didn't get him inside the waistband just because he's not looking for, he's not worried about concealment or whatever. Like, so that's not a feature he needs of having something, and he could still wear the outside the waistband, just have a baggy shirt or whatever. You can conceal carry outside the waistband, no problem, even a full size gun. So, like I said, if he does go that route, which I've been inching him towards, then he's still okay. But I figured, why get him something that, it would be work for me. It's not really going to work for him because he's not going to use it for that application. He wants convenience and comfort. But I totally get it for new people. Like, sometimes you don't know what you don't know. So that's why I like these types of chats, and that's, just kind of spitballing, talking to people who have different experience or different knowledge than you. You can at least kind of figure out what questions to ask. It's 71 here, by the way, now. Weather update. Where in the world is Smeggy San Diego?
Have you watched the Carmen San Diego on Netflix yet?
How many times have you considered moving so that you could sing that song? Actually,
When I was traveling more for work, I should have had like a feature on my YouTube where I just like film like a little scene of the city or something, and then let people guess where I am, and then I could have sang that theme song.
you should have had like a thing where you go get a snow cone and you put a Smeggy in there upside down, and then you go stick that Smeggy all over that place. Or get a cone maker without any flavor in it. Would it work with soft serve?
68. I told you I'd be in the 60s before I got home. It's 68 right now.
107 here. Oh, 6 o'clock.
We get that nice breeze rolling in. And so I'm about a mile from the ocean, so every night fog rolls in and breeze comes in. Still sunny though. No fog yet. Come in around 7.
I just found a picture of a pregnancy test on the internet, and it says we are having another done.
Oh, thank God. Hey, G-Wubs, I don't mean to be offensive, but thank God this van finally got over out of the left lane. It's like in the cars in the second left lane were spaced out just enough that like I couldn't get over. Like they were all about 75% of a car length. Anyway. So how'd the rest of that reloading chat go, Dead Horse? I kind of just crashed it. I saw the link on Gunchannels and jumped in for those few minutes. Did it turn out being pretty educational? I guess not. Okay.
What was that?
Oh, I was asking how the rest of that reloading chat went, the one that I kind of crashed halfway through.
I think it was hit or miss.
Tuesday night's 9 o'clock. Hey, don't tell Night Strike, but I think I might try and jump in this week when I'm at work.
Shouldn't have said that on a live chat then.
He monitors all this.
He's not listening right now.
No, he's not listening right.
But that's an exclusive sneak peek for all of your viewers.
You know how that Spider-Man guy is, who has like the robot octopus arms behind him? And he's
Doc Ock.
That's how Night Strike is with the internet. He's always got little robot tentacles, seeing what's going on the internet. He knows what's going on.
Okay. Well, I did say maybe. So.
You think that's gonna fool Night Strike? I don't think so.
Well, yeah, because now I'm not going to show up, and I'll just show up next week. Or maybe I won't.
Now you're totally screwed. Now you might as well have mixed up the Rubik's Cube because he's screwed.
That's like that scene from The Princess Bride. I know that you know that I know that you know, so therefore, I clearly cannot choose the cup in front of me.
That was a good scene.
I really like that movie. That was like, when I was sick as a kid, that was my go-to movie. Because, the kid in the movie's sick and his grandpa's reading him the story.
You mean
He's
Fred
playing
Savage?
the Nintendo and stuff. Like, that's just... I always felt better by the end of the movie. Now stop rhyming, and I mean it. Does anybody want a peanut? Oh, Andre the Giant. That guy's awesome.
Did you ever see the behind the scenes for that movie?
No.
Oh my god. You'll have to look it up. Like, Andre the Giant set a world record drinking beers while he was filming that. Unofficial, of course.
Yeah, I've heard that about him before.
It was like 122 beers he drank.
Oh shit! Fucking car's dead. That's what's going on. Oh, you're not gonna let me in? Well, that's fucking gay of you. All right, come on, get out of the way, Tinsel. You too, Priya. Come on, we can all
I
fucking
think
go.
I can beat that if it's Utah beers.
Jesus.
You mean no beers?
Now that like 3.2% Utah beer, I think I can beat that if it's Utah beer.
Dude, he used to grab pitchers of beer and drink them like someone was, drinking a pint.
A pitcher of beer looks like a pint in his
And it looked about right in his hand, too.
Because if you've ever seen a picture of him holding a regular beer can, it's like those tiny little Coke cans for us. No, I guess the whole cast was getting fucked up. Because he'd make, like, everybody drink. They left him in the bar once because he was so freaking big and heavy, they couldn't move him. So, like, we'll just let him sleep it off.
Yeah, the bar owner was probably like, you're like the night manager now. Like, I'm not kicking you out. I'm not going to be the one to tell you you're cut off. No way. Ooh, do I have my parking spot?
And there were other
Okay,
stories about like everybody else on that too. I just forget most of them because those ones about him were like, holy crap.
Woohoo! I have my parking spot. So for the official tally, it is 66 degrees right now, and I'm about to pull up in front of my house. So there you go, 20-degree drop.
Nobody wants to hear that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, 95 here, 96 here. I don't need to hear that.
Yeah, but did you just spend an hour and a half driving that you have to do every day for work? There's pluses and minuses to everything.
Dude, you got a 90-minute commute? Holy crap.
Well, I was talking to you when I jumped in. It's like I say, I probably didn't get to the parking lot till like 4:15, 4:20, but so maybe this one was only about a little over an hour 10 minutes. But yeah, normally in the morning it's about an hour, and it's about an hour and a half on the way home. But if there's no traffic, I'm only 40 minutes away. Like I work a couple of off shifts where I come in at noon and leave at 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night, just kind of depending. And those ones, I just go flying.
Yeah, we definitely need a flying cars, man. Just saying, we definitely need that.
What we need is temperature tubes. You shouldn't be enjoying all that 60-degree weather.
You want to steal some of my air? Send me some of your heat? No, thank you.
Yeah, we're going to give you some of this dry air. You could pipe it into your, I don't know, to like where you need it. But yeah, it wouldn't even take no energy. It just takes making a bunch of tubes, which is fun and easy, and then cutting a hole and laying them in there and then covering them back up. Nobody even knows they're there.
Send G some space balls to get air cans.
No, see, that takes effort and that takes a lot of resources. But a couple of air tubes, kind of crisscross diagonal, if you need them and it's flooding, you fill them with water, right? So they could use, they could run water when necessary. Whenever the Mississippi floods, you fill up like the dams out here with it. Just when it's economical, like when it's free, free to move it when the water's plentiful. But then the rest of the time you blow up the humidity, right? Plus we could take all that humidity down here. We got almonds and cotton and shit that grows down here. They could take a bunch of this dryness, use it for their air things in the bathrooms instead of wasting electricity. Just blow pure Arizona air onto your hands.
All right, well, I'm going to get working on that, but I'm going to get going. Just got home. So thanks for hosting Dead Horse, and I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Thanks, Maggie.
He ain't going to work.
Yep, have a good one.
Look forward to you tomorrow night.
He ain't going to work on your
Tuesday night, 9 o'clock.
Not going to work on your tubes. That's not happening.
That'd be cool if he actually did show up, though. Just saying. Hey, Snubs White.
I was going to say, what? The female comes in the room and everybody shuts up?
Usually that's the case, yeah.
Well,
Nah, I figured nobody wanted to hear me chewing my food.
Well, don't
What
mind
are
my...
you eating? What are you eating, Scott?
A pork chop with Asian style vegetables.
Okay, that's better than a bowl of cornflakes.
No, that was last night, and it was Reese's.
Yeah, tonight I think I'm gonna have mac and cheese.
I had ice cream.
You had ice cream for dinner? I've had that before.
Well, I've been sick, so it kind of feels good on my throat. It's cold. As you can tell, I'm starting to lose my voice again.
Yeah, you sound like it. You got the summer flu?
No, ever since we went to the lake, I think it's coughing and like respiratory. Like breathe, it's kind of hard to breathe at times.
Got some lake water in your lungs or something?
No, I think it's allergies. I looked up the allergens in the area, and the pollen and the dander's like extremely high, and mold, which is what gives me the respiratory issues, it's moderately high. So even with the allergy meds that I'm on, it's just the levels are so high right now that it's helping, but it's not helping all the way. So there's just a lot of allergies in the air right now.
I get that. These something gets up in the air and I get this bad sneezing fits where I'll sneeze for like 10 minutes straight.
Yeah.
Yep. I hate that. That's like the worst thing ever. Like you can't even do nothing. You're sitting there sneezing for like 10 minutes straight. Like you gotta like even like pull over and stuff.
Do you get the
It's
allergy shot?
Oh no, I'm not. I'm not gonna let the government infect me with their tracking device and their, you know,
That's how they get the computer chip under your skin.
alien DNA and stuff. Yeah.
I take Flonase, Zyrtec, and Claritin every day. And I have for the last 2 months. So
I don't take anything.
Well, it would be a lot worse without it. So, but yeah, either way, it sucks.
Yeah, I bet. I don't get a chance to take anything. I just like the little allergy pills they have here in the bottle that I tried just like make me crash like super hard. Like it's like, oh, it's bedtime. You know, I'm not doing nothing now. Can't even keep my eyes open and stuff. So I don't ever take any kind of stuff for allergies. I just deal with my sneezing fit, my like watery eyes sometimes.
Well, Claritin's supposed to be non-drowsy, and they say take Zyrtec at night because it can make you drowsy, but it really hasn't. I've been having to take NyQuil every night, so just to be able to sleep without coughing all night long.
Put alcohol in it and spray my chest. Hey, Dead Horse, I wanted to give you an update. I just got one. If you're there.
You just got one what?
I got an update for you about the show. A little bit after 7 Californian time, but we're doing it tonight.
Sweet. Sweet. After 7 California time, so that would be like 8 my time. So okay. So I'm gonna shut this down when you guys go live.
Okay. And I'm gonna jump out.
Who's going live? Who's going live where?
Huh? What? Who?
What's happening?
Intentionally left blank tonight. 7 Californian time, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Oh, a little bit after, like 5-10 minutes so after that.
Well, I would go on and watch, but I'm sure I'm taking NyQuil by then and probably be knocked out.
I've always like every time I go like boating and water skiing and stuff like that. Yeah, like I always come back with this like sore throat and stuff like from the lake water and crap like that, and just I don't know what it is, but yeah, Like that's a real thing, like respiratory type, you know.
The two of you make me not want to ever leave my house again. NyQuil and dirty fish water. I don't know.
Yeah, which I mean, it could be part of the issue too, because with the lakes being so high that they've been from all the floods and stuff, they're worried about E. coli. Which isn't so much in the middle of the lake as it is on near the banks. But so yeah, we got probably a lot more. It's usually
Well, not just like there's all sorts of like bacteria and organisms and stuff in there, right? That can play havoc with you. And sometimes it's not even like the organism that's making your throat sore. It can be your own body. Just the way it attacks the organism is causing stuff to flare up, and so I can totally.
And it's probably so much worse right now because it's down to 750, but it was like 10 feet high. Oh, over the max, or 10 feet. Well, 10 feet is the max, and so it's about 6. It's still 6 feet high than normal.
6 feet higher than normal?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because Grand Lake can only go a total of 10 feet high over the normal. Some of the other lakes are still, 15 to 20 feet higher than normal. But Grand Lake is a pretty big lake. So it has a little bit more room that it can go.
Most of our like little lakes around here, we don't get to like boat on or anything. A couple we can boat on, but it's you can't like water ski on them or anything. You got to pretty much go to like Utah Lake or go east to like people don't even really do that on the Great Salt Lake that much. It's you got to go east to like Strawberry Reservoir, or Bear Lake, or something like that. And even then, those are pretty small lakes compared to something like Flaming Gorge, or just some of or the lakes you guys probably have back east are probably a lot bigger, I'm guessing.
Yeah, most of our lakes you can do most everything on. There's a few that's smaller that you can't do as much. But most, like Grand Lake is one of the few ones that you can have like the actual lake houses and the docks and all that. So people come to Grand Lake from all over the United States. Holiday weekends, there'll be people here from everywhere. But it's a pretty good sized lake, and it's usually really pretty. Right now it's high and it's got a lot of that Kansas water and dirt. So, but yeah, ever since we got back from the lake, I've been like that day we got back on Sunday. By Sunday night, I was coughing, and it's been that way ever since.
It doesn't matter if I'm sick or whatever, like honey and onions. That's like the best thing for a sore throat. Like respiratory, you boil some water with honey and onions, and you sit there and you breathe it in, right? Like you get it so it's boiling like right out of the pan, put it on your lap on a towel, sit there and just put your head over it, breathe it in, and as soon as it cools down enough to drink it, you drink it. And it's like, man, that's like one of the best all-time natural remedies I've ever found that really works. I've had some seriously sore throats and stuff, and just like, and even respiratory issues, and like that works every time.
Yeah, when I used to work on the ambulance, a lot of us would take the nebulizer and put albuterol and Atrovent in it, and we would give ourselves a breathing treatment. And my mom has one. I usually borrow hers. She just has albuterol, but she gave it to my niece quite a few years ago, so I couldn't get that from her right now. But that would have been my choice, is to get the nebulizer and give myself a breathing treatment.
Yeah, that'd probably work too, especially albuterol.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a hold of my niece and see if she still has it, and make sure she still has some albuterol for it. So, but yeah, that works awesome. We did it all the time on the ambulance. Plus, we used to have paramedics that would come in hungover. So the second they got there, they would have someone give them an IV bag and some oxygen. And before long, their hangover was gone.
The pure oxygen does wonders.
So does the IV bag because it rehydrates you. You have them both together, and it gets rid of it really good.
Oh yeah.
So
I remember the guys from Pantera were being interviewed, and these guys drank Crown Royal like every night, bottles of it. And they're like, so what do you do for hangovers? Guy turns around, opens a door, and floor to ceiling were cases of Pedialyte.
yeah, they have really good electrolytes in them.
And it's really easy for your body to process it because it's meant for babies, you know?
Yeah, you'd be amazed how many, working in EMS, you come in and, take care of your own, breathing problems, give yourself a breathing treatment. Hangover, give yourself the hangover treatment.
I don't know. I like hot, steamy showers. It's kind of like my breathing treatment. Like man, like I take my shower so hot, I guess it burns other people. Like the water is just like scalding hot. I have my water heater turned up way up high.
Yeah, that's how I am. I like it real. I mean, my skin is like red when I'm in the bath or shower or whatever. And someone else, if he plans on getting in, he whines and says, "Oh, it's too hot."
Yeah, that's what my wife does. She's like, oh, it's way too hot. Yeah, like when she turns it down to her temperature, it feels like room temperature to me. Like no joke. It's like what the hell? This isn't even like a shower. This is like room temperature.
I know.
But no, I close the window and everything, and I get it like super steamy in there, and I love that feeling of like in my lungs and all that. Like that's a total breathing treatment for me.
Yeah, and if you can turn around and get some of those vapor drops and put that in the water too and have that vapor, it'll help
Oh, I
you
didn't even
more.
think about that. What kind of
Yeah.
vapor drops would you get for that? Like, what would it be?
They have one that's like it's Vicks, and I think they make one just specifically for like bath water or stuff like that. But I think you can still use the ones that they use in the little steamer things. But they have them at Walmart and
That's a
stuff.
good
Yeah,
idea. I'm gonna try that. I never even thought about that.
yeah.
That'd be a good time to do that.
Because I used to use the the little machine ones that you put the vapor drops in for the kids when they were little and they were sick and stuff. But they work wonders. So I didn't even really even think about it. I should have thought about that and stopped and got some. What's up, Slim?
Yo.
There's the cowboy. What's up, buddy?
Oh, nothing much. I'm trying to get a decent edit for that video I was gonna do yesterday together.
Oh, you're editing video. What do you do all that on your phone, dude?
Hell yeah.
Man, you need to get like a cheap laptop.
Yeah, I know.
Just like a cheap, like Walmart $300 HP or Toshiba or something, just something like that.
I
Get
was
the
thinking
extra warranty on it.
I don't know. I've heard horror stories about some of them Walmart laptops. Like, I don't need, the world's most fancy expensive, but I've heard horror stories about them things.
I got one of the little cheap old HPs, and it works pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I was thinking of getting one of those little notebook things, like the netbook or whatever, like the little mini laptop. Can't really do anything fancy, but it sure as hell could run this.
Well, the cool thing about the HP ones is it's got the keyboard, and you can also do touch screen, but you can do them at the same time. Like if you want to touch the screen and use the keyboard, you don't have to like turn them on and off and all that kind of crap. So if you know how to use a computer at all, you know how to use a computer better than me. Those little Walmart ones are decent just for get you over a computer.
Huh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that. I got some quotes on tires, and if I go with the place I was going with, not bad. A set of 4 is only gonna run me like $480. So maybe once I get tires, I'll look at getting a computer. You know, I forgot how good these PPKs feel in the hand. I haven't held one in a while because I haven't pulled this out of the safe.
I don't know if you heard, Slim, but there's going to be an intentionally left link tonight.
I did hear about that.
I got my stickers from Alan Anchor.
Oh yeah,
today.
you got them?
Yeah, dude. They ate my AK all day. And I got an intentionally left blank sticker. And I got my thin blue line decals, like for the car windows and stuff.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, I hear that intentionally left blank show is pretty good.
I'm looking forward to putting these stickers on or decals on my vehicles. Maybe it'll get me out of a speeding ticket or two.
Yeah, you know, I'd be lying if I said that I'm gonna get one and it's gonna be like 70% for that reason. Just saying. I'd be lying if I didn't, but
We'll see. It's if you have that, and then like the sheriff's association sticker or whatever is around you, like policeman's ball, right? Stuff like that. Like, so if you, I think the combination of those two, that's what I'm.
yeah,
Oh, you
well,
didn't use your blinker for 3 seconds before you switched lanes. Oh, but I'm just gonna let you off with a warning this time. Have a good night, sir. Thank you.
well, you heard about the old lady that got out of the speeding ticket, right?
What? I don't know. I don't know if I heard that or not. Who was that?
So the old lady, she got pulled over. She's in town. She got pulled over, right, for speeding. Cop came up to her, and he's like, "Do you know why I pulled you over, ma'am?" And she's like, "Oh, I bet you're coming to invite me to the state police ball," because it was a state trooper. And he's like, "Oh man, we don't have balls." She's like, "What was that?" "Yes, ma'am, we don't have balls." It's like, I always wondered. And he just walked away.
Gosh. Well, here they do have a policeman's ball. And
Oh,
they do.
so your cops have balls? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes. And here they go around, and when you buy tickets to it, since you're not going, right? You're not going to like the ball. That's just for like policemen and stuff, right? So when you buy tickets to it, you're really buying tickets to a concert. And so they sell you tickets to a concert for like extra money. And then they use, the extra money to support their ball. So like that's what it works here. So you always get to go to like a cool concert. And it's always something like the Moody Blues or, this Styx or Journey, or it's always like a cool group like that from like the 70s or something, And like Gary Puckett and the Union Gap, like I saw them like going to that. But that's what you get to go to here for vinyl tickets.
Cool.
The thing I don't like is we have this program here called the boot for the firefighters, and it's not that I don't like the program. I don't like how they do it. They'll literally like go on a freeway, dude, like on I-15, a major freeway, and like park their fire trucks along the side of the freeway, and then these firemen stand out between the lanes, and the whole freeway like comes to a stop because people are like pulling up and like dumping their change into a boot, right? And I'm like, I would be okay with that, maybe like on a side street or something, but like on our busiest major freeway, like not so much, man. Like that's just not no.
Yeah, that's pretty ballsy.
Oh,
That's
dude, it's bad. Like those like right during rush hour too. You know what I mean? So not only was like the road's already going to be bad, but now it's even way more backed up. People are even way more pissed. And you're staring at this firefighter like 40 cars up ahead of you, and it takes you like 10 minutes to get that 40 cars up to the firefighter before, you know, like traffic resumes to normal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying at that point, if I was heading to work and I was late for 40 minutes because of that, I'd be like, fuck you. I'd be like, fuck you, and just take the boot. Like, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, look, you know what? Do this.
You know, they have their lights on and everything on each side. Like they'll be on each side of the freeway. They'll have all their lights on and everything like that, right? So it's like, you know, they're trying like they'll be like slowing down traffic and stuff, but you know, but then the guys out there in the center of the lanes and cars coming to a complete stop on the freeway to put money in a boot, and just I'm just not about that. Not a
Well, do it like go to a big intersection in town and like stand
yeah.
by, like, so when people are, stopped at the intersection, like we got a big intersection here that, they could have a guy on each corner, and when the traffic stopped, like walk down the center thing, and have people put money in as he walks down and be fine. And you wouldn't, I mean, you disrupt it a little bit, but
Well, you already know how traffic is. If a police officer has just one car pulled over, everyone's like breaking their neck to
oh
see if they
hell
don't
yeah.
see blood and stuff, right? They're
Not
like,
only,
you know,
yeah,
like yeah,
everybody's everybody's
they're
either
hoping to
slowing
see
down,
something, right? Yeah.
yeah, or
So,
they want to see what's going on, well, while not getting pulled over themselves.
yeah. So like, you know, so that already messes like just that alone will mess up traffic. So now imagine fire trucks and all that out there, right? And
Yeah,
just
no,
you know,
that's
and
pretty.
like 5 guys to do the 5 lanes to collect the money and stuff, all standing out there with boots in between the lanes, right? And just imagine how that slows down traffic. So like, you know, luckily they only do that like for like one day here, but still, I'm like, nah, dude, that's not a good thing.
No, I would be pissed if like I'm 40 minutes late or something, or I'm trying to get to something and oh well, they're collecting. Like, do it somewhere where you're gonna have
I
minimal
always
effort.
want to say they always did it in not in the middle of the day, but like on rush hour, like everyone coming home, right? That's when they would do it, and they'd hit everyone coming home from rush hour, like 5 p.m. and stuff, and then like literally like hold up traffic forever.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
And like I like the whole thing of the boot and what it goes for and all that, like that money and stuff and what it's used for. I like that whole thing, but just the way that they go about it here, I'm like, no, dude,
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for supporting them,
no,
but
no freeway.
yeah, like don't make me 40 minutes late to work or whatever because you're out collecting. Like, you want to do that somewhere where you won't have as much effort, as much impact on actual traffic, and maybe do it for a couple of days. Like, do it in the center of the town and do it for a couple of days or whatever, a couple of
Yeah, like sometimes, like no joke, I've had that happen before, and one car stopped at the boot for like ever, right? Ever, right? And then all of a sudden, do you know what you saw going to the boot? A check.
What? Oh,
So that's what like no joke, dude. Like not even joking. Like so, like that's
yeah.
like what you're dealing with, right?
Like that, I'm sorry, that would piss me off as much as I'm sure they're happy. I'd be like, look, I got places to go, I got shit to do, and, like, pull over to the side of the road and, like, walk it over to them or something, Fucking write a check. That's funny. No, but that
I
was
will
cool.
say that their thing does like work. I think they do generate. I don't know numbers or anything, but I'm pretty sure I've heard that it's like always a huge success, and they get tons of money. And like, yeah, no shit, they're hitting every single person driving home on the freeway. Like that's better than like any street corner or anything. And people are sitting there for so long, and almost everyone has some kind of probably change in their car. You know.
Hey, I'm just saying, I ain't giving up my quarters. I need them for the laundromat. But I forget the one they do that at the one flea market sometimes on the weekends. They'll like, as you're leaving, they'll have a boot and everybody's tossing money and shit in, and I've like because you'll have change left over from what you bought, and usually me, I'll start with a 20 or a 40 or whatever, and like the money I didn't spend, you'd end up giving to them or whatever. That was cool because it didn't really impede traffic, but they hit everybody in the area because it was the local flea market and everybody went to it.
Why don't you just wash your clothes in the bathtub, dude?
Cause I don't want to.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah,
Oh,
really.
dude,
Like,
it's so easy, dude. And like, okay, I shit you not. You can wash clothes in the bathtub, and if you
I'm
know
aware of
what
it.
you're doing,
I'm
if
aware
you
of
know
that.
what you're doing, you can come out with way cleaner clothes than any washing machine.
Well, I'm aware that you can do it in the bathtub, and I've heard of people that have, in a pinch done that. But
Or
no,
just in a washing tub, and you don't even need that big of a washing tub, just like a 30-liter tote or something, plastic tote.
I'm thinking of getting a portable washer or something that I can hook up to that kitchen sink at some point, so that I can.
Yeah, and those portable washers are all junk, dude.
Some of them I've heard. Okay, portable washers are like regular washers. Some of them are shit. Some of them I've heard very good things about.
So you can literally get like a 5-gallon bucket, right, and like do an amazing job and an amazing amount of wash with nothing more than like 2 5-gallon buckets, dude. I'm not even joking.
Yeah,
And
well,
so
yeah,
easy
like
and so fast, you wouldn't even think that it was like that big of a deal. And not only that, it's going to build some pecs on you, some muscle. And like you sit there and you grab that 5-gallon bucket, right? And it's full of about 3 gallons of soapy water and a couple pairs of pants and a couple shirts. And you're in there and you're pumping it back and forth away from your chest. Boom, 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 boom. You're in there hitting it nice and hard. Then you pull it out, rinse it, and then throw it in the rinse bucket where you submerge it and do the same thing again. That's like your second set. I'm telling, dude, you could do like, no, I bet you all that washing machine money would be like an extra gun, like almost a month or something cool, an extra reloading thing, or extra dyes, extra powder. Like that would be like save you so much money a month.
maybe, I don't know. Like I said, I'm looking into it. First things first, I got to retire my car. Get
Just call around to all the tire shops and ask if you got any good used tires.
No, I ain't putting
Yeah.
that used tires on that thing. Then I'm gonna be in the same boat in a little while.
Not always.
Dude, the tires, I was calling around, and the best place in town has got 75,000 mile tires, $120 a piece.
Do you know why it's that high in mileage? Well, why it's 75,000 mile guarantee? Because the tires are garbage. They don't grip good. They're real hard. They're not like good tires, dude. They don't absorb shock well. Like all the tires
Car
that have
doesn't
like
absorb. It's
super
a
high in
Mustang.
miles.
It doesn't absorb shit well. It's
Well, I'm just saying all those tires that have super high miles ratings, it's because like they don't work as good of a tire. They don't stop as good. Like they don't catch traction as good. Like so I'm just not always like that high mileage shit doesn't always mean it's a better tire.
no, I
But
know. You know what? If they were like right now, I got bald, which is funny because they were talking about them P0 or whatever. Apparently, my tires are P0 something, P0 Nero, whatever the fuck tires. So, like, if it works good, it gets me to and from work. I'm not, I'm not going to track day or anything with it. Like,
What you need to do is go get some BF Goodrich all-terrain KOs, like the TKOs, and that's what you need to put on that Mustang.
well, the one guy, of course, they wanted $20 for them, but they said that they could get me a full set of 4. Basically, it was more lent towards an SUV tire, but it fit the Mustang great, and it had a little bit better tread. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, you know what? No, like for $700, that's a lot.
You should let me put an ad on Craigslist for you, and be like, I'm looking for some used rubber. Like, here's my phone number. Hit me up.
The thing with that, and if someone found something, it'd be great. But you got to be careful with used tires. The biggest thing is look at the production date, because like mine, okay, my fronts are fine tread wise, but the sidewall's starting to get a little bit of dry rot, not enough that it's an
I've
issue.
literally bought used tires that had like 20 miles on them, where a guy goes and buys a brand new car, right? And drives it for a day and then takes it to the tire place and gets fancy rims with a different size of tire on it. And then they have this set of tires and rims, right? That are like brand new with 20 miles on.
No, I know.
I've literally
I know you
bought
can
like brand new tires for like pennies on the dollar.
I know you can get good deals on tires.
If
The
you
thing
put
is, if you want them, you got to keep checking every day, like or almost like every week, a couple times a week. You got to be calling them up. You got to be like, hey, you got any tires in the size? You got you got to be on that. Like that's how you get that deal.
I'd be a little bit more detailed. I don't think you'd get too many tire responses if you put looking for used rubber on
Oh
Craigslist.
no,
Oh, he would get responses, just not the ones he wants.
Yeah, I'm quite sure I would get many a response for looking for used rubber. I don't know. I'm gonna do a little more research, figure everything out, and save up a couple bucks and go get the tires. Cause I'm thinking, I don't know. If I get the high mileage ones, then by the time those tires wear out, the car will have 150,000 plus miles on it. And probably be at least 15 to 20 years old. So then it'll definitely be time to decide if I'm keeping it.
damn it! I know what I was supposed to do today and I didn't do. Now I remember. God damn it! I was gonna call Lee today and get like a couple new parts. Damn it! I'm gonna have to do that tomorrow, and hopefully they can get it here by Saturday.
Write yourself a note.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently Amazon's doing their Prime Days, I guess.
Oh yeah, I forgot to look at that too. God damn.
I didn't even get okay. Prime Day is it sales or is it like everybody can have Prime?
I know it's sales. I don't know if it also is everyone can have Prime. I'm not sure. I
Like
think it might be just for Prime members, dude. I'm not sure, but I want to say it's just for like Prime days for Prime members. But I think they might give you a discount on Prime.
Like I was looking this morning and I mean honestly it was like a bunch of crap. Like I mean I wasn't expecting like reloading equipment and shit to be in there, but it looks like a bunch of like computer and crap and like beauty products. Like
Well, I'm trying to see if the Lee turret press is on sale with Prime Day. Where are you at?
I know that's why I wish you could like search
Oh no,
for
the price went up for Prime Day.
yeah.
Dude, the price went up on the.
Yeah, I heard it went up because it used to be $99 flat.
80, it was $89. It was
Oh,
just $89 for the longest time.
But no, like I'm looking and there's just like there's like I was looking at phone chargers and there wasn't even that good of prices for phone chargers and shit. Like,
So they're like, Prime Day, let's increase the price of these Prime items.
no, that
The
what's
powder
the
measure
price?
went up. The Lee Auto Drug powder measure went up in price by
What's the
$9.
price of the What's the price of the turret?
The reloading book I just bought doubled in price. Holy shit. The turret went up to 114 from 89.
Yeah, I got it for 99. So yeah, it went up.
So like everything's gone up. The production pod I was just looking at was 58 and now it's 67. The Challenger press was 68, now it's 75. Everything they literally upped the price on all the reload, like all this reloading stuff, dude.
Oh,
Everything.
yeah.
My
This
cart's
is
like, oh, the prices have changed on all your stuff. Like, there's a big list, important message about items in your cart. Like everything went up in price, like no joke. The lock ring eliminators. What is that? A microphone went up in price. Smart mat, real avid smart mat went up in price. Like everything did. Well, not everything. Like the factory crimp die stayed the same. The ammo boxes stayed the same.
Yeah, so you type in Prime Day, everybody's looking for tablets, apparently vacuum cleaners, and yeah, it's all electronics.
Well, those items, like they have a new item every hour or something, I think. So there's like a new hot item like every hour that's supposed to be a super killer deal. You just don't know what it is.
Yeah, I'm not, like I said, I'm not seeing anything that's screaming at me, buy me!
So let me see here.
Prime Day, like, it's all electronics.
Yeah, exclusively for Prime members, it says.
Yeah, there's nothing. Like, I was
Lightning
listening.
deals, Amazon devices up. Oh, so you can see the upcoming deals. So, oh yeah, so you can see all the deals upcoming. Oh, they got a drone.
They got any tools? I could use a cordless drill. That doesn't suck ass.
Okay, I'm not watching any deals. Let's see here. School deals under 25, trending 4 stars and up. I want a little bit more tools and improvement. Let's see here. Oh yeah, there's all. Oh no, wait, what the hell? It's showing me routers and luggage and as tools.
Nice. Yeah, there's
Computer tables, a Ring doorbell is a tool. Sheets and bedding. Oh, wait, here's a tool set. It has a DeWalt tool set.
Got a drill in it.
A Gerber black dime multi-tool for 1105. Ends in 3 minutes.
What is it?
A Gerber black dime multi-tool, like a Leatherman, but a Gerber for 1105.
Gerber multi-tool. Best Gerber dime multi-tool. Let's see. It's kind of neat, I guess. Do I really need a multi-tool like that? That doesn't even have that much.
I didn't say it was good, dude. I just said they have.
No, I know. I'm just like looking at it, like seeing what all it's got. Like I think my fucking Swiss, take out the pliers, and my Swiss I got for $1 has got more on it than that thing. Yeah, I know.
Alright, hold on, I'll be right back. I gotta go use the little boy's room.
What do they got? Any Swiss Army knives on sale? Ooh, there you go. $46. That ain't bad looking. Ooh, Swiss Champ. Holy hell, that's a nice one. Holy shit. Swiss Champ, the $375. Damn.
You talking about for a knife?
I'm just looking to see if they got any Swiss Army knives for Prime Day.
Swiss Army knives cost $300 some.
The really big ones do.
Oh,
Your
okay.
standard one doesn't, but they make some of their really big ones like, more of a novelty than anything. Where is it? Scrolling down. I lost it, damn it. Where'd it go? How did I lose? Oh, here it is. The Swiss Champ XAVT. Oh, yeah. So this is not a pocket knife. This is like a pocket. How thick is this thing? I'll give you an idea. So it's the biggest knife they make. Composed of 118 parts, housing 82 functions. It is 3.6 inches wide by 2.6 inches tall, and apparently it's an inch and a half tall, which doesn't make any sense, but yeah, like it's the thing you buy somebody that really, really likes Swiss Army knives, but you never actually carry it because it defeats the purpose of having a pocket knife. Cool as hell, though.
Well, lady and gentle friend, I'm gonna go ahead and bail. I gotta get to sleep. But make sure you tell Dead Horse I said have a good night, and I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow sometime.
See you later.
Hope you feel better.
I will eventually.
Make Snob take care of you.
Check. Yeah, good luck with that.
All right, good night.
Night. Like Snob's gonna do something like that. He's crazy. Yeah, I still need to go get stuff done too, but I really don't feel like it.
I come back and everyone's gone. That's okay. I was going to end it here shortly, as Angelina's show's going to start.
What?
I said I come back and everyone's gone.
Oh, I don't know. I'm listening to the thing trying to edit.
There we go. Have you seen that Brightburn movie yet?
No.
Really? Let's talk about pushing agendas. Let's talk about. Alright. I need to send this to somebody somehow before I unleash this shit show onto the world.
Just make it a private, make it an unlisted video, and then send, just text me the link,
I guess I could do that.
and then I'll watch it for you.
Well, first I gotta edit it into because I've never actually done it as an unlisted. What if I can just email it? Let me do this.
Ma'am.